Hey guys, so we're back with another video. I am your host Sleepy Celestial. So guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, as we know, we just saw episode 34, which is titled Baby Hold Your Hand. Now we've seen Mayuri versus Pernita. Pernita finally revealed itself to be the left hand of the Soul King. Now Pernita's ability is to control the nerves, and the scary thing about Pernita is that Pernita is very old. Pernita is like very ancient, which is kind of creepy if you think about. That's something I really need them to do, to give us a more flushed out backstory on the Soul King, because these sentient parts of himself became consciousness, right? We know that Pernita focused on the advancement, whereas Mimihage focused on the stillness. Mimihage was able to stand Ukitake's abilities in order for him not to get sick any further, but he was still sick. Whereas Pernita, he was able, as the fight started, extending, Pernita started speaking more fluently as the fight prolonged. It even adapts its energy usage to Kenpachi's, which is pretty insane if you think about. Mind you, Pernita never fought Kenpachi. Just by him twisting his arm and actually cutting it off, and him just disintegrating his arm, that's insane. And Mayuri is so smart for this. Mayuri was the only person I think Pernita could have challenged, or he could have challenged Pernita, because he's so smart, besides Urahara. But anybody else that would have versus Pernita would have actually died, due to the fact that Pernita's ability is literally a perfect counter for Mayuri. And Akisogi Jizo's second, I guess, final form, because each time he released this bankai, he could actually, I'm not sure if I'm right, but he's the only captain that I've seen that he could actually modify his bankai. Like, that's insane if you think about it. He has this baby, it could basically keep peeling himself into like 270,000 layers, and that counters Pernita's nerve, which is pretty insane, because Pernita literally has, you could think of Pernita having Sage mode, right? Because each things that Pernita actually touch, it becomes sentient, like it became animated object, and it transformed it into actual thing. So now, without further ado, I didn't want to rant too much because the episode was so goddamn good. We're going to talk about episode 35, which is the official fight of Shunshui versus Lille Boro. I always say that Bleach always made some of the best looking black characters. I think Bleach always represent all race of people very well, and I respect that about Tite Kubo. Like, he is not a person that's gonna make anybody look stupid, which I very appreciate. With the world we live in now, it's good to have good representation of all people. So without further ado, this is gonna be a fucking hype episode, because the rating I've been reading about this episode is insane. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. This is about to be insane. I just can't wait, because Shunshui, we know that he's now the captain commander. We never got to see what he's capable of, because he's one of the oldest captains besides his close friend Ukitake. Them two were literally like the adopted sons of Yamamoto, and you could even say like they see Unohana as like their mom. They're like that big noble family within the captain squad, because them four, they're like pretty insane. And as well as Jushiro, if I'm not Jushiro was also. So these five were very old. Out of the 13, they're like the top big dogs of them. You could think of these 5 like the lower level of the Squad Zero, because Yamamoto, Unohana, right? And then you have the Jushiro, and then you have them two, which their powers are beyond anybody, and they're the first captains to ever graduate out of the academy. That's telling you something, right? So without further ado, guys, episode 35, Do Not Chase the Shadow, is finally here on my channel, and I am excited. I am super excited. So let's watch it. Alright, Sunsui. Oh. And remember, Lille Bauer was just shooting, literally like targeting each of the people that entered the new world design, as we call it, wall welts, right? From the existing ashes of the royal palace. And Lille Bauer is the leader of the Schutzstaffel, right? This is insane. And the fact that they are royal guards themselves, the Schutzstaffel Quincy's, they fought head to head with Squad Zero. Like, that's telling you something. It was a complete collapse and a single shot. Yo. Down. Oh. And remember, Shunsui's bankai, we never saw it due to the fact that his Shikai is so overpowered, because anything he wants, he can make it a child game, which there's no limit, if I'm not mistaken, to what he could actually create. First he played, there was a technique he played when he was fighting Stark. It was like a color matching thing, and whoever missed the color actually gets fatally hit, which that's a dangerous bankai to. It's like, you could think of it, his bankai is similar to Askin's ability a little bit, which we haven't got into, but it's like the death dealing ability where you're playing with death each and every time you summon your bankai or shikai. Yo, he cut the gun. Whoa. Yo, Shutsu is like Shikamaru, but a captain. Like, he could use shadows, he could go inside shadows, he could go through dimensions. That's insane. We played well. Meanwhile, yo, I thought you dodged it. Yo, you see a shadow. You cut me. In fact, you already cut. Whoa, he cut the I thought if I cut your arm too. Yo, that machine thing, I'm wondering, is it an actual machine, or is this his actual Volt Standish gun? Yep. Oh, it is. He called it diagram. So this is his actual holy bow, but it's formed into. That goes back to something I was reading, an article. They said that each of the Schutzstaffel looks like a different period in time. Lille Bauer looks like a colonial, like a soldier from like the World War II or World War I times. Askin or Gerard Valkyrie looks more medieval, like he's like older than. So it's like they have a different period of time. This is insane. Yo, the fact that Shunsu is playing with him, yo. Oh, that's cool. Whoa. Yo. Oh no. This is the third time. Remember, we saw him did this before. He has an ability where for brief seconds something could like pass through him. And I think we've seen that before due to the fact that when he fought Uetsu no Maya, when they got their powers returned to them. He did something very similar. By doing this, he was able to cut down Owatsu. What is this? Yo, this is utterly acceptable. Whoa. Don't tell me he's going to his roast then. Ooh. Zelia. Okay, go back. This is tough. I love when Bleach goes to their transformation. This looks very creepy and angelic. He looks like a moth fairy. That's what it looks like. But I know it has a lot of biblical ties to it. A lot of people didn't realize, if you look at his face painting, it looks like the Omega sign. Right? The Omega sign. He looks like an archangel. I can't move. Ooh. Yo! Come on, Susie. Do not die on me. Yo, that's a big chunk of it. I hope everyone gets it. Remember, he tried to... I know I'm stopping on it. I'm gonna make sure to let it run. But remember, back in the fake Kyoraku town, we saw that Shunchi was about to release his bankai when Stark asked him, like, okay, between you or Hitsugaya, that ice kid, which one of you guys are stronger? And Shunchi was like, well, if I get about 100 years or more, Hitsugaya will surpass me because he's a prodigy, but I give him roughly around 100 years. And then Stark was like, so that means in the meantime, you're still the strongest. And he was like, you could say that. And then Utsukitake was like, you cannot use your bankai here because it affects everybody, not just you. So Gagasmi said his bankai is probably a bankai that does not play favorites, due to the fact that it doesn't know what's from foe or friend. It just release, which is kind of dangerous if you think about. I'm not sure if Yamamoto's bankai is like that as well. I never sat there and questioned that, because when he released his bankai, everybody felt it. But I think the problem came in is that I think Unohana said that it's due to the fact of the prolong. The more that this thing stays out, the more destructive it's gonna be if he doesn't like end the fight quickly. So does his bankai is similar to that, where he has to release it, but he can't let it stay out too long, or else it will be detrimental to everything? I'm sorry, but if I dragging you to this shit, now then. Yo. Ooh. Oh, this was... Let's go back a little bit. Oh, the way he did this. Now then. But, oh, shit. Oh, that is beautiful and creepy. That looks so creepy. It looked like something's hugging him. Yo, I love this hazy carbon, like a hazy carbon, but it looks like a old traditional Chinese paper. It looks like a scroll. It looked like he just painted the whole world like a scroll. That's interesting. So what is the name? So it's... Oh my god. I'm sorry guys. This is an amazing episode. So his bankai is called Bankai Kaiten Kyokatsu Karamada Senju. Am I right? Let me know if I'm right. This is amazing. All of the older captains, their bankai's names are like super long. Besides Unohana. Like when she said Minizuki, Her bankai is probably the only bankai that has the same name as her shikai. Him, it's not. This is interesting. Ooh, he reminds me of Arceus. Or what's that game called? Legends of Arceus. They gave Palkia this new form, which I actually love. This looks very interesting. I love this new form he has. Whoa. Interesting. Yo, Lille Burrow's destructive power is insane too. We don't have any data on your bankai ability. Yo, if the wielder dies, the bankai dies. Whoa. Act 1. So it's basically acts, different acts. So just like Captain Yamamoto, he has the compass. He has different act like a theater. This is some insane stuff. So he just released Act 1. A wound that is inflicted with that reflects on the enemy. Act 2. Whoa. Yo. Ew. Act 3. Now, I have an interesting theory. This is so freaking good. Now, my theories start coming in. Is it because his bankai is so dangerous that he's going through the acts so quickly? Or is it because there's a certain time limits of how much he could use within that bankai? Because it seems like he could do so much with this bankai. But is it a specific way that the bankai should be released? And do the acts change if he let's say if he versus someone else? Would it be the same acts or would it be something completely different? That's what starts coming in for me. This is interesting. Yo, he's trying to leave. No way, this can't be. Whoa, that's very symbolic. Lille Burrow is a messenger of God, right? That's what he pronounced himself as. The way this imagery is very telling. It's like heaven at the very top with the golden yellow that is beaming down in the ocean that Shunshui created. And it seems like he fell from grace, right? This is very telling. This is a very biblical matchup. The way you see this. It's like Lille Burrow fell from grace in a way, in a weird way. That's what it feels like. He's trying to climb back to the good grace of the light, right? And he's a creature that is made of light. And the fact that he is losing light due to the fact that he is leaving it. That's interesting. He said, no Shinigami Missionary could kill me. A cruel woman pity. Yo, Act 4. At least allow me to go. Yo. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh. He looked like it's like he became a live painting. The way he did that. Yo, that's like a red string. Oh. Oh, he blew his... Oh.
Hey guys, grab your Zapakudo.
This was insane.
Bankai because Bleach 1000 Years Blood War Part 3, Episode 9 was an absolute banger.
Yes,
this episode gave us one of the coolest and most insane fights yet. Kyoraku vs. Barou. Let's just say, Kyoraku wasn't playing any random games. His Shadow no Jujutsu made even Naruto's Jutsu look like...
So, we're just getting an explanation from this, but I think everything that I covered makes perfect sense. Like, the way this fight went down...
Child's play. And then there's our Barou, the gun guy, who suddenly decided to go full Pegasus mod. Honestly, I didn't see that coming, but it was epic. But the real star of the show is Kyoraku's bankai. Oh man, that was something else.
The fact that Ichigo and Asuka felt the entire bankai, and they're like far away, and the way that this bankai affect the entire space of the royal palace, well, it used to be the royal palace, is insane.
If I had to name it, I'd call it bankai. The reverse card applied because
this was
something else. If I had to name it, I'd call it bankai.
So guys, we're gonna stop it here. This was a very interesting episode. I love this episode. We got to see Sunsui's bankai finally, and how it basically created just not only an insane amount of telling. We still got more to cover. But this was beautiful. I'm gonna leave it there. This was interesting. So his bankai is very similar to his father figure, Captain Yamamoto. His bankai has 4 acts, and each act he has to be very quick with it, or else he also has to play the game of his bankai. Like, that's insane. But the fact that the bankai did his job, and that was a 1-hit attack. Now, if Lille Bora survived this, which I know he might, it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be very insane to see what he might come back on. Also, looking at Lille Bora's legs, it reminds me of Boruto Delta, like with the scientific legs that she has. That's insane. It's also giving Pokemon references with the Arceus legs. So this was a very important episode, and the fact that Shunsui finally revealed his bankai, and it's terrifying because it kind of nullifies a lot of people's techniques as well. So thank you guys so much. This was an incredible episode. We're gonna head back to episode 36, which is gonna be titled, from what I heard, Baby Hold Your Hand 2, which I think I love what they're doing. They're going back and forth with the different battles. So this is the first half of Sunsui's fight. Then we're gonna go back to Sunsui's fight after episode, I think that's how it's gonna work. But this was an insane episode, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen, because this was insane. Like, everybody felt the chill when he released his bankai, and I think he has to make sure a lot of people like leave the area before he release it, or else that whoever your friend or foe is may have to do work on the same thing, which is insane if you think about it. So thank you guys so much. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.